It's going to be Creator against Sen. An amazing PvZ matchup. Very excited to see how this goes. The first map is going to be Ohana, guys.
All right. So the countdown has begun. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one of the most anticipated matchups here on day number 2. Creator Prime going up against Gamania.Sen. The map will be Ohana. Let's get into the game.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce these players. Down here in the bottom right as our red Zerg, it is Sen.
And up here in the top left position as the red Protoss player, ladies and gentlemen, he is, oh, hang on, we might have a color problem here. But either way, in the top left, there we go. Nice one, mate. We have Creator Prime spawning as the blue Protoss.
All right. I am excited to see how these guys go. What they are going to go for strategically on this map. Creator, he has a lot of different builds that he can use. We've done a decent amount of his PvZs in this tournament. So
right.
Will he use some of these older strategies? He's known a lot for hitting timing attacks, not really going to the super late game as often against Zerg. Not somewhere that he feels as comfortable.
So we might see something along the lines of, like, say, an Immortal All-In or something, and not out of the realms of possibility on this
map. Yeah, I would say that's definitely a possibility.
This is one of the maps, actually, we saw CJ Entis Hero do one of his, like, fake sentry drops into the main, and then come back and use that as the basis of his Sentry Immortal push that we saw previously, where he was, like, knocking Zergs about left, right, and center with it yesterday. So I wonder if Creator maybe got a glimpse of any of that, if we could be seeing something similar here.
Yeah, it could be. It absolutely could be. I mean, Creator, normally when I watch him, he's going to do something like a Blink Stalker base. You know, he loves to get Blink Stalkers out. He loves to upgrade them quite a bit, at least +2 attack. Sometimes even going up to 3/3 with them, with some of his builds. But we'll see. I mean, he has a lot of different options he could do, just as long as he doesn't take Sen lightly.
Yeah, well, going to be getting that hatchery block down here is Creator right now. Just going to be as annoying as possible with that probe. Is he going to put a pylon down? No, so Sen is going to be able to get the hatch down not too far to light. And like you mentioned, Artosis, we have the Blink play quite pretty popular on this map. Blink Observer can be quite good here. We see, like, there's a lot of surface area into the main from, like, the natural expansion, but also from that sort of bottom bit by what I guess would be like the 4th or 5th base location.
Sure, I love some of those
around so much.
Late game, I love seeing people do things like, you know, we always see Warp Prism harassment, but sometimes seeing some Stalkers blink in, it's pretty refreshing, I have to say.
And because you have to walk around so much, like the ramp into the natural, and then back down there before you can go around to sort of cut off where those Stalkers are going to blink in as well. It means that if you don't have, like, a super mobile army, or if you get caught off guard, they can actually get in and do a lot of damage and get out before you even realize what's happening. So it can be really good on this map.
Well, so far, can't really tell what's going to be going down for either of these players. You know, Sen, he's going to go for 3 hatches, okay? I mean, he hasn't taken any gases yet. That's obvious.
Yeah.
He'll probably go for the 3 gas, 645 timing. That's something that he's been using recently. It's gaining popularity overall in Asia. And as far as Creator goes, we're going to have to wait till basically after the core to really get a good idea of what he's going to go for. Is he going to get that +1? If so, with what? When is his gas timings coming down? So on and so forth.
Yeah. So he's gotten both gases in the main, of course. That obviously allows him to get those upgrades out if he wants to do that as a matter of priority. So we'll see what Creator does when the core completes. And in the meantime, Sen just going to keep droning up like an absolute madman until such a time where he decides right now is the time where I'm going to be able to get a bit of tech out.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm wondering, what do you think, Jurasaur? Which non-Korean do you see getting the furthest, and can any of them make that top 6 spot?
Oh, non-Korean. Right, well, honestly, like, before the start of this tournament, because we were, like, talking in the hotel and stuff, I was I was hoping that Sen would get really deep. So I'm still kind of rooting for him in the lower bracket to get really far.
Yeah.
But realistically, I was hoping that at least one of the at least one of the Chinese players is going to be able to get quite far. We don't cast them, obviously, nearly as much as the other guys who fly around to international tournaments and stuff like that. So it would be nice to see one of them progress, but so far they haven't been having the best of luck once they get further into the bracket.
It looks like the best chance for a Chinese player to make into that top 6 is going to be Tudming against Curious next.
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
If he doesn't make it, I think it's going to be pretty difficult. He's still going to, perhaps we can get a Chinese in there. I do hope so.
That would be awesome. And like you pointed out, it's going to be grabbing that free gases Sen, so spot on with that call there, Artosis, and we have the robotics facility going down now, as well as additional gateway from Creator.
Yeah. And, in fact, it looks like, well, the Robo, he's adding the 3 gates. It's a Gateway Robo 3 gates with that +1. And he's got sentries out already with a 4th on the way. Are we going to see a Warp Prism after this Observer, or will we see Immortal? It's probably going to be Immortal, but some of these Warp Prism openings are really nice. You can fly around. You can fake drop the sentries. If it happens to work out, you can actually drop the sentries. Sometimes you can pick off a few units here and there as well. So it's pretty useful. But he's going straight into the Immortal. Okay. And going up to those 5 gates and getting that +1, it really looks right now like it's going to be an Immortal sentry timing.
Yeah, the way we've been telling the difference so far is that we noticed that when CJ Enter's hero was doing the Immortal timing after the fake sentry drop, he would always have 3 sentries in the Warp Prism. But you would get, a lot of the time, you would see 4 sentries in the Warp Prism if you're actually going for that sentry lockout in the main base.
Yeah.
So typically that's what we've been looking at so far to differentiate the 2 strategies. But so right now, it just looks like Creator's just going to be grabbing those Immortals as quickly as he can, adding on those gateways, like you mentioned, getting that sentry count up. And he might be just going for like a straight sledgehammer down your front door kind of approach.
I think that's exactly what we're going to see here. He's already warped in a ton of sentries so far, but Sen is adding the Hydralisk Den, which is totally cool to see. Hydralisks, if you engage correctly, they are going to range over force fields a lot of the time, and in fact, 11 in production now.
Oh, wow.
But he does not have the Groove Spine, so they do not have their full range yet. They're only going to be at 5 range.
And that means that the force field is just going to be able to zone them out so well here. Groove Spines has started, but it's going to be a minute and a bit before Sen actually has that upgrade complete. And Creator's already knocking down the front door. He's at 47 probes right now, and Sen is at 64 by the looks of things. So let's see what Creator can do.
That's going to be a little bit scary for him. He needs every single unit that he can afford. The extra 2 drones or so, or 2 to 3 drones.
Yeah.
There are going to help him, though, economy-wise, because he is buying the more expensive Hydras as his defense. And I am so excited to see, can he actually break through here? That is a lot of Lings and Hydras, but great force fields. And that hatchery really blocking Sen, but he picks off the Warp Prism. That's a huge move there.
Wow, that is massive indeed. Groove Spine still 10 seconds away from completion. Can Creator zone out these Hydras effectively? Doing quite a good job of it so far. A lot of them at the ramp, not quite able to engage, and pulling a lot of drones is Sen at the moment. He's down to 118 supply, 104 though for Creator. Guardian Shield going up on the right-hand side of that arm, and it looks like he's going to be able to clean up at least this half of the Hydra. Sen trying to go for a pincer movement, but Creator ending up engaging them 1 half at a time, and that could be huge.
Oh, and that was nice force fields right there, but still, Sen's doing a pretty good job. The Groove Spines have, in fact, finished, and look at this supply. Sen at 94 against the 87 of Creator. That's normally quite good for Creator, but he still has a decent amount of Hydras out here.
These Immortals are doing so much damage. 11 kills and 12 kills on them at the moment as they continue marching forward. Sen now only with Hydras at the natural expansion, now moving down to the 3rd base, but he no longer has those 2 armies he can use for any sort of pincer movement, bringing out a couple of drones. That's just going to be for transfer at the moment. Will this be enough with the Lings? One of those Immortals looking like it's going to go down. He does actually get it picked off. Will the second one get focused down as well? And if he does, Creator could be in a little bit of trouble here. Both sides down to about 80 supply, but Creator holding fast.
Well, you know what? He's lost a lot of drones so far. He's down to just 48, making almost pure Hydra right now. I think he's going to have to give up that 3rd base, and the game definitely could go on, but, that's going to give Creator a very strong lead. So we'll see. I think what Sen's going to want to do is hopefully just build up his Hydra force and hope that Creator overcommits, so maybe up a ramp without enough force fields to stop the Ling Hydra composition.
And I like that Creator's actually pulling back before coming back to try and see if he can take apart the third base as well, wanting to make sure exactly how Sen is remaxing. Sees that there are so many Hydras out. That's a lot of gas being invested from Sen. Good force fields as well, zoning out a couple of them, but the Groove Spines do minimize that effect. Good observer placement as well, not able to prevent the Stalkers on the low ground from hitting those Hydras. He's now moving up into the natural. A couple of the Stalkers at the ramp are going to go down, but so much coming in via the third base. Sen pulling all of his drones. This is getting desperate for him now, and Creator looking really good to take this game potentially.
He seriously is, but this is a lot of Lings coming out. This is going to be Sen's last stand here with 10 more Lings, 3 more Hydras on the way.
Oh, nice.
It's going to give him a decent army, but there's still some force fields, and some Zealots have come in, which are really going to tank perfectly against these Zerglings.
He saw those Lings, 5 Zealots immediately warping in. That was just a perfect decision from Creator here, and now Sen down to 66 supply. GG.
A nice try there by Sen, but that was a very crisp timing attack there by Creator. He really just hit that perfectly. And, you know, Sen going for those Hydras, I feel like if he wants to go for the Hydras, he's going to have to stall Creator, because Creator made a beeline for his base. He got right down there. He got in his face. Groove Spines weren't done at the beginning.
That's right.